Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for the last episode of Hunter x Hunter 2011, episode 148. Alright, and, oh, for the record, if you haven't figured it out already from my last few videos, which I'm pretty sure I've said something in each of them recently, but if you haven't watched any of those, then I'll just tell you here. I was incredibly busy this week with, I had 3 exams, 2 group assignments, and I had to take the GREs. So I've just been, really freaking busy. So two of my exams were on Tuesday, which is when this episode came out, and the GREs were the day after that. So I've just been really busy. And Thursday was when I was trying to get the last videos out. So I had to go in chronological order here, which is why Hunter x Hunter is coming out now instead of earlier, because I had to get the other ones done first. But yeah, that's why this is late. But it's not like there's much to review in this episode anyway, so it's not like you were missing out. There's nothing really to analyze here at all. It's just, this is pretty much just going to be a summary of what happened, because there really is nothing to analyze in the final episode, you know? There is some foreshadowing of what's going to happen after this in the manga, or I guess what the manga is covering right now, so I'll talk about that. But in the beginning, we have some recaps. Gon climbs the mountain, gets on top and sits in this nest, and that's when Ging walks up to him and they start to talk, okay? And this is when Ging starts to talk about his goal, right? He says that he wants that which is not in front of him, okay? And he talks about how the reason he became a hunter was to go to a certain place, and he became a trusted hunter in order to get the money he needed to go there, right? And he wanted to go and repair a tomb, and he got these 10 people to help him out with it, and he ended up creating bonds with those people. And he's essentially just talking about how important friendship is, which is, you know, shonen. And that's when Gon starts thinking about Kahlua and Kurapika and Leorio, and, you know, yeah, it's talking about friendship. And after that, that's when Ging starts to talk about going outside the world, okay? And he says that their world is just a small part of a much bigger world, okay? And that bigger world is where the Chimera ants actually originated from, okay? Obviously, they're not native to the real world, because why would creatures like that be from the real world? Like, I'm not expecting to meet a Chimera ant when I walk down the street, okay? Like, you know, like, that makes perfect sense, you know? It's perfectly logical to assume that they came from a different world. It's just that, like, in a series like this, you kind of just assume that that's just the way the world works here. And Togashi kind of says, no, stupid. Of course these dudes aren't native to this world. What are you talking about? They came from that one over there. So, yeah. I'm assuming this is that dark continent that I've heard about. Yeah, I'm just going to assume this is the dark continent. And then Ging said that in order to get to the dark continent, there are 4 requirements you have to meet. 1, you have to be authorized to go there. 2, you have to have the means to go there. 3, you have to have qualifications to go there. And 4, you have to have a contract. Okay. So he said he had none of those. So I would think, you know, if the next part of the series is to go to the dark continent, they're gonna need an entire part of the series just to cover the things you need to do to actually get there. Because Ging's been doing, how long has Ging been trying to get to the dark continent for? You know, like, and he still doesn't have a single one of these 4 requirements. So then for Gon and the crew to get them, you know, it's gonna take a while. So I'm interested to see where the story goes from here. I guess I'll pick up the manga, because Lord knows we're not getting another anime for. Let's not even get started on that. You know you know how Togashi works, man. He's not on hiatus right now, but he pretty much is. Like, he's on hiatus in the, like, it's He's like on unofficial hiatus because he's sick. He's technically not on one of his hiatuses right now, but he got sick, so he's like taking like a week or two off. But the sickness has just like not stopped. So his 1 or 2 weeks off has essentially turned into an hiatus. So like even though he's not on an official hiatus right now, he actually is on hiatus. So I'm hoping this unofficial hiatus doesn't turn into an actual Togashi official hiatus. But you never know. Uh, but the way this dude works, he barely puts out any chapters. There, there is not going to be another anime for a long time. A long, long time. There just isn't. Okay, so if you want to get more of the story of Hunter x Hunter, do not wait for a second season or something like that. Do not wait for another anime to come out because you will be waiting for a long time. A very long time. The last anime that Hunter x Hunter had was like the 90s, and that covered through Greed Island, or at least parts of Greed Island. I think they did OVAs for Greed Island or something. Okay, if 10 years ago, not even like 15 years ago, maybe. Well, it depends when in the 90s it was, but it's at least 10 years ago. All right. Well, it's 2014. It's 15 years ago. All right, 15 to 20 years ago is when Greed Island was out. Okay. 20 years later, we've gotten through the Chimera Anarch and the freaking chairman election, whatever. Okay, that's it. Like, that's it. Naruto hasn't even been going for 20 years. But like, actually, now that I think about it, Hunter x Hunter started a year before Naruto. So when I say 20 years, I'm like super exaggerating. It hasn't been that long. Naruto started in what, 90? Oof. I don't even know. Like 99? I don't even know. I forgot. Well, Hunter x Hunter started a year before Naruto. Okay. Naruto has 692 chapters. Hunter x Hunter, not even close. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how many hiatuses this dude has been on and how slowly he works, alright? If the manga is a year older than Naruto, but still has like 300 less chapters, that just gives you an idea of the kind of hiatuses this dude takes, okay? So, if you want another anime, then you're going to be waiting for another decade and a half. Alright, like seriously, that's how long you're gonna be waiting. So it's best to just get started on the manga now if you want to learn more about the Dark Continent and all this stuff. Okay. Um, well, actually, there's really nothing else to talk about in the episode. We get cameos again, showing a bunch of different people. Miram and Kaluki were in there holding hands. If it was any other anime, people would have made fun of Miram and Kaluki and talked about how much they suck because, feelings and crap. But, it's Hunter x Hunter is protected from not all criticism, but the criticism that most other series are forced to go through. What else? Well, the only other things really worth mentioning that Kurt Pika's got some more eyes now. He's been able to recover some of the eyes from his clan. And Goto. And it looked at first like the dude wasn't actually dead, and I was like, no way. Please tell me this is like some kind of trick or something. And it turned out it was. Okay, it turned out it was. It's one of the what's the thing's name? I completely forgot. I completely blanked on the thing's name. I don't even remember. Well, if you saw the episode, then you know what I'm talking about. It's like one of those things that transform. The yellow thing transformed into Goto. And since Killua doesn't actually know about the fact that Goto is dead, they're probably going to try and fool Killua using that thing and have him transform into Goto and just like, yeah, just pretend to be Goto. So, I mean, other than that, there really isn't much to mention at all. This episode was okay. I mean, it was like, I, this isn't an episode where you watch it and you think, "Wow, this was so good." It's not one of those episodes. It's one of those episodes that you watch and say, like, "Well, it's okay. It's mediocre. It's average. Nothing happened at all, really." But at the same time, it was nice. It was a nice end to the series. So I'm gonna give the episode a 6 out of 10. But it was a nice way to end the series. How about that? Alright, so yeah, episode gets a 6 out of 10, and that's that, you guys. I'm gonna go on and read the manga at some point. Um, I'm not exactly in a rush because clearly Togashi isn't, but it's not gonna take that long to catch up. But I'm gonna have to get used to that art. Ugh. Ugh. Well, anyway, I'll catch up to the manga at some point. I'm not gonna review the manga because I just no, I just don't feel like it. I'm trying. God, let me not even get into the stuff I'm picking up this season. You'll know soon enough. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Episode gets a 6 out of 10, and that's that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.